On behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa arrived in Malaysia to lead Bahrain's delegation at the ASEAN GCC Summit and the ASEAN GCC China Summit. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister will also pay an official visit to Malaysia, during which he will meet with senior Malaysian officials to further enhance bilateral cooperation and joint coordination between the Kingdom of Bahrain and Malaysia. Upon arrival, His Royal Highness was received by the Minister of Higher Education in Malaysia, Dr. Zambri bin Abdul Kader. His Royal Highness was accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Ziani, Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Minister of Sustainable Development, Nur bint Ali Al Khulaif, Private Secretary to the Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Escort Officer to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Colonel Sheikh Ahmed bin Isa Al Khalifa, along with several senior officials. The participation of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister in the second GCC ASEAN Summit in the Malaysian capital Kuala Lumpur underscores Bahrain's keenness to consolidate international partnerships in various fields. More in this report.
The participation of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister on behalf of His Majesty the King in the second summit between the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf (GCC) and the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations ASEAN, held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, reflects Bahrain's keenness to strengthen its relations with ASEAN countries. The summit, which is an extension of the first Riyadh summit held in October 2023, will discuss multiple files concerned with enhancing economic, trade, and investment cooperation between the two sides, in addition to pushing the partnership in strategic sectors such as energy, food security, tourism, technology, and financial services. The summit also opens new horizons for the development of this cooperation, capitalizing on Malaysia's position within ASEAN. ASEAN is one of the most prominent economic blocs in the world, as it includes 10 countries, and its foreign trade volume in 2024 reached $4 trillion, making it an important destination for Gulf partnerships, especially Bahrain. In the context of Bahrain's Economic Vision 2030, these steps are part of Bahrain's efforts to diversify its international partnerships and open up to emerging markets in Asia, thereby strengthening its position as an economic and financial center and contributing to achieving sustainable development. Bahrain's participation in the summit emphasizes Bahrain's orientation towards a foreign policy based on openness and constructive cooperation, and reflects its commitment to deepening its ties with major economic blocs.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Prime Minister of Thailand Paetongtarn Shinawatra. The meeting took place on the sidelines of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's official visit to Malaysia. His Royal Highness highlighted the long-standing friendship and growing cooperation between Bahrain and Thailand, noting the continued expansion of bilateral ties across various sectors. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa emphasised the importance of advancing cooperation and joint coordination to unlock new opportunities that support the mutual prosperity and development of both nations and their peoples. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister emphasised Bahrain's commitment to strengthening Bahraini-Thai relations, building on existing cooperation and coordination efforts to achieve shared goals and mutual aspirations. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince emphasised the significance of the Gulf Cooperation Council Association of Southeast Asian Nations GCC ASEAN Summit and the GCC ASEAN China Summit in strengthening cooperation, as well as promoting the exchange of expertise and best practices among participating countries. His Royal Highness noted that such efforts contribute to the creation of promising opportunities that advance sustainable development and prosperity across the region and beyond. During the meeting, ways to strengthen bilateral relations between Bahrain and Thailand were reviewed, along with discussions on the latest regional and international developments and issues of mutual interest. The Commander of the National Guard, Field Marshal His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa Al Khalifa, received Major General of the Commander of the UAE National Guard, Salah Mohammed bin Mudrin Al Amiri, in the presence of the National Guard Staff Director, Lieutenant General Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Saud Al Khalifa. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Isa highlighted the deep-rooted Bahraini-Emirati relations and underscored the importance of strengthening bilateral cooperation, particularly in military and defence domains. The meeting reviewed cooperation and coordination between the Bahraini and Emirati National Guards through the exchange of expertise in training and related areas. Major General Al-Amiri highlighted the deep-rooted ties between Bahrain and the UAE and underscored his country's commitment to intensifying efforts to deepen and expand these relations at all levels under the guidance of the leadership of both nations. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, chaired the weekly Cabinet meeting at Gudaibiya Palace. The Cabinet commended His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's visit to the United Arab Emirates and His Majesty the King's meeting with the President of the United Arab Emirates, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The Cabinet reaffirmed the strength of the long-standing Bahrain-UAE relations and mutual commitment to advancing cooperation in line with shared development goals. Following the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to support Bahrain's pilgrims who will perform this year's Hajj pilgrimage, the Cabinet reviewed the preparations undertaken by relevant authorities for the Hajj season. These preparations include the administrative and medical services to ensure the pilgrims' well-being. This follows a revision of a report submitted by the Minister of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Endowments in this regard. The Cabinet praised Bahrain's successful hosting of the International Basketball Federation Congress, FIBA, which brought together 180 national federations, underscoring Bahrain's growing stature in hosting international sporting events. The Cabinet attributed this achievement to the support of His Majesty the King's Representative for Humanitarian Works and Youth Affairs, Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, President of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, enhancing Bahrain's sports standing. The Cabinet also recognised the efforts of Deputy President of Bahrain Olympic Committee and Chairman of the Supreme Organising Committee of the 2025 FIBA Congress and Hall of Fame ceremony, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Ali Al Khalifa, as well as the efforts of the Ministry of Tourism, along with other relevant authorities in organising the basketball event. The Cabinet congratulated the winners of the 5th edition of the King Hamad Award for Agricultural Development, affirming the award's importance in fostering innovation and competitiveness within the agricultural sector. The Cabinet welcomed Bahrain's election as the Vice Chair of the Executive Bureau of the Council of Arab Health Ministers, as well as the Minister of Health's election as the Vice President of the World Health Assembly, milestones that reflect Bahrain's international health standing and the advanced capabilities of its national workforce. The Cabinet highlighted Bahrain's first beneficiary of the Tasheel Plus programme, which was processed within a record time of a week since application. This achievement reaffirms Bahrain's commitment to streamlining services and meeting citizens' aspirations. The Cabinet welcomed the European Union's decision to lift economic sanctions on Syria, considering it a positive step towards building a modern Syrian state and supporting Syria's stability and prosperity in line with citizens' aspirations. The Cabinet then approved the following: a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs and the Government's response to 6 proposals and 1 law submitted by the Council of Representatives. The Council then reviewed the following: a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Information and Communication Technologies regarding the Information and E-Government Authority's achievements during 2024. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Foreign Affairs on the draft agenda of the 164th session of the Ministerial Council of the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf, GCC. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning on the latest developments of the Ministry's priorities within the Government Programme 2023 to 2026. The Cabinet noted the following ministerial reports: outcomes of the Secretary of Homeland Security of the United States of America's visit to the Kingdom of Bahrain, outcomes of the official visit of the Minister of Oil and Environment to Moscow in preparation for the 128th St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the Conference and Exhibition for Digital Economy Technologies, Seamless Middle East 2025, outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the International Transport Forum, outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the 62nd session of the Council of Arab Health Ministers and its Executive Bureau and the 78th World Health Assembly, outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the 23rd meeting of GCC Ministers responsible for housing affairs, outcomes of the visit of the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning of the Sultanate of Oman to the Kingdom of Bahrain, outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the 9th meeting of the Committee of Ministers of Education and the 25th meeting of the Committee of Ministers of Higher Education in the Gulf Cooperation Council, the GCC, outcomes of the participation of the Minister of Industry and Commerce as a speaker in the 4th Make It the Emirates Forum, the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen and Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club REHC High Committee, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, chaired the REHC High Committee's meeting at the conclusion of the 2024 to 2025 racing season. His Highness affirmed that Bahrain's distinguished standing in horse racing, alongside its success in hosting major sporting events and developing the local racing scene, reflects the skill and dedication of national cadres in organising high-calibre championships in this sport. He attributed this progress to the ongoing support of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He highlighted the importance of launching high-quality initiatives and emphasised the need for continuous assessment of all work streams to foster excellence in the horse racing sector. He noted the strategic significance of the REHC's Master Development Plan, which aims to position the club's infrastructure as an integrated facility that supports the Kingdom's sports tourism and investment sectors. In addition to reviewing achievements, the meeting addressed various agenda topics, including the latest developments and projects under the club's master plan, such as the construction of a world-class golf course and a strategic project aimed at transforming the REHC into an integrated sports centre. The High Committee also reviewed a presentation from the club's investment committee on enhancing investment opportunities and ensuring financial sustainability. Additionally, a presentation on the organisational performance of the racing season was discussed to improve the international competitiveness of Bahrain's horse racing sector. The Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Education Charitable Trust and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, met with JP Morgan's MENA Region Chief Executive Khaled Hubala at Rifa Palace. His Highness affirmed Bahrain's ongoing efforts to strengthen its position as an attractive destination for investment, underpinned by a supportive business environment and a highly qualified national workforce. These initiatives are in line with the directives of His Majesty the King and the efforts of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. His Highness highlighted Bahrain's continued success in attracting investment and forging strategic partnerships with leading international institutions, which contributes to advancing the Kingdom's comprehensive development and strengthening its global competitiveness. His Highness affirmed that investing in national talent and providing high-quality opportunities remains a strategic priority, aimed at enhancing the competencies of Bahraini talent and empowering the contribution to Bahrain's national development. His Highness was then briefed on the progress of the joint initiatives between Tamkeen and JP Morgan, including the launch of the Technology Centre of Excellence in Bahrain. This initiative will support the development of Bahraini talent in the ICT sector by offering advanced training and high-quality employment opportunities, reinforcing the Kingdom's position as a regional fintech hub. His Highness highlighted the importance of aligning training programs with labour market needs to ensure Bahrainis are the first and preferred choice of employment in the market, in line with Tamkeen's mission. He also emphasised the vital role of the private sector in driving workforce competitiveness by expanding access to meaningful training and career opportunities across industries. Hubala expressed his appreciation for the Kingdom's strong support for innovation and digital transformation across various sectors and commended the efforts of Tamkeen under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman in fostering specialised initiatives that drive technological progress. He noted that this strong support and recognition provide a powerful incentive for JP Morgan's to continue expanding its presence in Bahrain in alignment with the Kingdom's long-term development objectives. The meeting was attended by the President of the Court of the Crown Prince, Sheikh Salman bin Ahmed Al Salman Al Khalifa, and Tamkeen Chief Executive Maha Mafiz. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa inaugurated Al Nakheel Premium in Sama Bay. His Highness affirmed the Kingdom's commitment to promoting physical activity as a cornerstone of public health and sustainable community development, supported by the vision of His Majesty the King and the leadership of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, which reflects Bahrain's broader objective to integrate sports into daily life and support national development goals. His Highness toured the new fitness centre's facilities and was briefed on its wellness and integrated sports offerings. He commended the contributions of the national and private establishments in advancing the Kingdom's vision through the establishment of modern sports facilities that caters to community aspirations and encourages active lifestyles. He noted the launch of Al Nakheel Premium marks a valuable addition to the Kingdom's sports landscape, underscoring the Kingdom's commitment to advancing its sports sector and promoting a healthy lifestyle. His Highness concluded by commending the team behind Al Nakheel Premium and extended his best wishes for their continued success. The The Chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Al-Salah, and Deputy Chairwoman of the Supreme Council for Women SCW, Dr. Sheikha Maryam bint Hassan Al Khalifa, signed a cooperation agreement between the two councils to enhance coordination in the development and advancement of women's affairs across constitutional and civil institutions, support the role in public life, and ensure the integration into comprehensive development efforts. It builds on existing cooperation through the Gender Balance Committee and other legal frameworks. Al-Salih emphasised that the agreement marks a key step in strengthening institutional cooperation and joint efforts to develop policies and legislation that advance Bahraini women's active participation across all sectors. The SCW Deputy Chairwoman described the agreement as a key milestone in institutional cooperation, aiming to reinforce national partnership in supporting the advancement of Bahraini women and strengthening their presence in national arenas, particularly within the legislative sphere. The agreement aims to cooperate and coordinate between the two sides in terms of visiting delegations and participating in local conferences and regional and international forums related to women's affairs, which contributes to highlighting the Bahraini model in terms of parliamentary work in support of women's participation in comprehensive national development. The Government Service Centres Evaluation Committee handed out gold shields to a number of government service centres belonging to a number of government entities in Bahrain as a result of achieving a gold rating in the 5th edition of the Government Service Centres Assessment Programme. The Northern Municipality Service Centre received the gold shield for providing improved services, while the Customer Service Centre of the Southern Municipality received the gold for improving the quality and efficiency of services provided to citizens and residents. The Gold Shield was also awarded to the Metal Inspection Centre of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce for providing high quality government services. A presentation by Head of Government Hospitals, Dr. Maryam Al-Jalahma, and officials at Salmania Medical Complex showed the success of increasing the surgical capacity to 100 operations per day in 2024, a 43% increase from 2023. This success contributes to reducing the waiting list for operations by 60%, and the waiting list for cochlear implants have been completely eliminated. The figures revealed that more than 500,000 patients were received in the outpatient clinics at the Salmania Medical Complex, and the figures showed that waiting times for clinics were reduced from 8 months in 2023 to only 4 months in 2024, in about 86% of specialities.